Why do we suffer at the hands of these politicians? Don't you know politicians work for you? You're the boss. You hire them and you fire them. Look at their campaign. You know what they do? They audition.
Yeah!
Hey, Talk Labor fans, this is Jerry and I'm back, and I want to talk about a few things. One, let's start off now, because I got a couple of things I want to talk to you about. One, let's start off with what happened in Memphis. You know, murdering those children in the schools. Now, you got these Republicans running around here saying, there's nothing we can do about it, the guns don't kill people, and blah, blah, blah. Okay? Now, they're saying we want to protect our kids against these transgenders. And we want to protect our kids, but they don't want to protect their kids against mass shooters, blowing their kids to pieces. Don't you see something wrong with that? I mean, don't you see something wrong with that? It's all about the damn money. These lobbyists know that these fool-ass people will run. You can tell them anything. All you got to do is tell them, you got to watch that black man and watch that Hispanic and watch those old liberals, and and you can do anything you want. So they say that they got to have these AR-15s to protect themselves, because in case the government come after us and take our look, if the government wanted to come after you, they'd take a drone and drop it on your butt. You're gone in 2 seconds. So that's a bunch of garbage, and everybody know it. Nobody needs to be walking around there with war weapons, okay? But these kids are getting murdered every day. Every black, white, Hispanics, all of them. Now, you got a lot of Caucasians, a lot of Republicans. A lot of Caucasians know better, especially Democratic ones, but even there's a lot of Republicans that know better. But they are too afraid to speak up. When I mean about speaking up, they'll say it. Hey, we got to stop this. But you keep voting the same people back in. Vote those people out. If you want Republicans, vote your Republican in. But one that really cares about this country and one that really cares about the kids. Okay? That's what we got to do. We have to work together. That's what this stuff didn't just start now. It started years ago, a long time ago. Even back when Hitler was doing his thing. Yet the same type of stuff going on with the same type of people. You had people backing Hitler. You got people now trying to back Trump. And my thing is, if you love Trump, go to Russia. Go to Russia. You can stay there. We don't care. We love you. Go. But if you love this country, you stand up for this country, because this is the best country I know of, and I've done a lot of research on histories of civilizations. One of the best, and you want to keep it that way. Look, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take a break, and then I'm going to come right back, because I'm going to talk to you about one other thing, and then we're going to talk about another product that I know you want to hear about. Okay? So you just hang right in there. I'll be right back.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. I checked what the CDC says and spoke with my doctor about the potential side effects. It definitely made me much less anxious. She told me if I have some arm pain or feel tired, that's completely normal as my body builds a defense to the virus. I was willing to take the vaccine to protect me, my family, and my friends.
Hey, I'm back, y'all. Look, one thing before I get into this other subject, the election. It's coming up Tuesday. Get out there and vote. Who would have thought that Brandon Johnson would be running neck and neck with all the money they threw at the other guy, all the endorsement that he got that he should not have gotten? Brandon Johnson is running strong. Get out there and vote for this young man. He's the only one that came up with a real plan for the city. So get out there and do what you got to do. Vote for Brandon Johnson. Don't be afraid to stand up. You know, it's all about what's best for the people. He has the right plan. With the police department and all this stuff about defunding the police was a bunch of garbage. He has a very good plan for the police department that would help curtail this crime, and plans for the city where it won't be hitting you with these taxes and stuff like that. So get on out there and vote for it. But I want to jump right off into another subject. You all remember how hard it was when you had that black president in office by the name of Barack Obama, and he came up with this health care thing, and they tried to kill him. As a matter of fact, they voted 67 times to get rid of it, but the people said no. And we fought and kept it. Now, only 10 states in the union don't have it. Okay? Everybody's got it now and they're happy. And you got a state right now that's finna pull away from that 10. And you're going to hear from the governor from that state. Because his constituents, even though that's a red state, his constituents are saying, wait a minute, that's a pretty good deal. You know, I get sick, I can go and I can get health care. And, you know, they just really, I'm going to let you listen to, I was listening to a program, and I want you to listen to that program too. Watch, and you'll see what I mean about this with the health care. It is funny, but it's not funny because we're talking about people's livelihood. People that can now get health care. Think about this. Why would the Republicans try to stop you from getting health care? Every other civilized country in the world has it, but us. Free health care. But anyway, these other states are about to come on board. Take a look. You see what I'm talking about.
Monday, everybody. Today, North Carolina is poised to expand Medicaid under the Affordable Care Act. After that happens, there will only be 10 states left who have not taken the expansion. In a moment, we'll speak with North Carolina's governor. But first, NBC News correspondent Dasha Burns joins us from the state's capital of Raleigh. Dasha, it was the Republican majorities in the State House and Senate that negotiated and passed the expansion bill. Tell us how that might be a blueprint to get the remaining states on board.
Yeah, Mika, what we're talking about here today was virtually unimaginable 10 years ago, even 5 years ago. But over the course of the 13 years since the passage of the Affordable Care Act, Republicans have been going through a sort of evolution on the idea of Medicaid expansion under the law, a program that would allow those in the coverage gap to enroll in Medicaid. Now, look, some red states have expanded Medicaid, but they've implemented it through ballot measures after their legislatures refused to do so. So why this story in North Carolina is so important and why it could be a model for those other holdout states, those 10 states that still haven't done so, is because it is the Republican State House and Republican State Senate that passed this. By the way, it passed on the anniversary to the day of the passage of the Affordable Care Act. And this is something that Governor Roy Cooper has been pushing for years. So the question is, why now? Why is this happening, right? And there are a few things that have happened. The lawmakers we talked to say, first of all, they still say that this would not have worked back then. They say that they've changed the way Medicaid works in this state. The Biden administration has also offered a $1.7 billion incentive for those holdout states. And the other big factor, as you all may remember, for years, Republicans campaigned on the idea of repealing the Affordable Care Act. And so states didn't know whether this is something that would be in place or not if they expanded Medicaid. Now they've seen the Affordable Care Act remain in place under Democratic administrations, under Republican administrations, so they feel comfortable and confident that this is now the law of the land. They don't have to worry about it anymore. And so now they can move forward with the Medicaid expansion. Some of the lawmakers we talked to actually themselves campaigned against this just a few years ago. But here is why they changed their minds. Take a listen.
I needed to be convinced because I have historically opposed this. But when I saw that it looked like on the expanded coverage that a lot of the folks who would really be able to get this are the folks who are working, who are trying, but who simply cannot afford insurance and do not otherwise qualify for coverage, I said, we need to do something about this.
I think when members saw how that would benefit, whether it's their district or the state, that also helped them realize economically this was a win-win for everybody.
Hearing from folks in my district was huge for me. I can tell you because I live in a very conservative district. I live in a very rural district in North Carolina. So to hear from my county commissioners that they have looked at this thing and they think it would be a good idea not only for their citizens but for the district, for the healthcare providers in our district, that was huge for me. I think it gave me the ability to support this with some enthusiasm.
Did you see how the Republican legislators danced to the music when Republicans put their foot down and told them to get that health care for them? The state of North Carolina is the state that I was talking about, and unbelievable, huh? Unbelievable. But I want you to hear from the governor of North Carolina and what they are doing to try to make sure that they can get affordable health care like everybody else. Thanks to that black guy that was president of the United States, Barack Obama. And I say that because I know a lot of these so-called MAGA people hate to hear that. It shouldn't be, because we're all just people. But take a listen to the governor of North Carolina.
Hate that Republicans have for the Affordable Care Act. I was going to ask you, was it tough to get Republicans on board with this bill? How did that go? And yet I just saw in Dasha's reporting, they're proudly supporting it. What has changed?
Well, it was music to my ears to hear my Republican colleagues in the legislature say those things that we've been saying for the last decade. Look, I'm about to sign the Working Families Bill of the Decade. This is going to help child care workers, direct care workers who help our seniors, people who stock our grocery stores, work in our restaurants, those who have fallen in that gap. Many have died because they haven't had health insurance. What we did over these years, the arc of the policy change is long. We pulled together non-traditional allies to help convince the legislature that this was the way to go. For example, tough on crime Republican sheriffs who were having to deal time after time with people with substance use disorder and mental illness. They knew that these people needed health care and not handcuffs. Rural Republican county commissioners who were seeing rural hospitals close and people hurt in their communities stepped forward and joined the coalition and said, pass resolutions. So did local chambers of commerce, who knew that when you provided more insurance into the system, you reduce cost for everyone.
Okay, I'm back. You saw what I was talking about as far as the health care system. You know, it was something. I love seeing that. I don't care who it is, red state, blue state. I want people to have access to health care. And look out for the kids. You know, look out for the kids. That's one little responsibility we all got, and we should be happy to do that. But now let me bring you up to date on the lawsuit that I filed some 14 years ago, almost 12 years anyway. I get a call that people were calling the pension office, down calling the CTA, calling the attorneys, just acting a damn fool. I'm like, no, you got to be kidding me. Oh, yes, that's what happened. Will you tell me what the hell were you doing that kind of stuff? You know, with the lawsuit. We've been 14 years now waiting on this. You want to destroy what you got. It's not going to happen. But the only thing about that now, where you put me in a position where the only thing you'll get from me is the litigation that's pending. When you ask me what time of the day it is, it's going to be the litigation that's pending. Because from what I heard, you guys were doing, you won't get, no. The litigation is pending. So that's where we are as far as the lawsuit is concerned, okay? The litigation is pending. Because you had some numbnuts going crazy, making up stuff, and just going wild, okay? Damn. Anyway, what we're going to do now, we're going to take off, and I want to see you out there on the 4th, casting your votes, because you are responsible for this country, and you are responsible for this country, and I am. We all are. Get out there and do your part. Do your part. Joe Biden is doing every damn thing he can. Get out there and see if you can't do a little something for this country, because this country done a hell of a lot. I was 11 years old when these guys made their first big hit, and they still cooking. I mean, they smoking. And they got a badass song out right now. I want you to check it out. Check them out, Isaac the Brother.
You looking at the plug? Ooh, you know I got it. Yeah. If you need a little love, 'cause you ran out. Sugar, you know I got it. Ooh, you know I got it. Hey. You can wait anytime on the scale. Yeah, it's all there. Have no fear. Never been the one to kiss and tell. Your secret safe is safe here. Been running around trying to find it. When I'm right in front of your face, you're looking at the plug. Ooh, you know I got it. Yeah. If you need a little love, 'cause you ran out. Sugar, you know I got it. Ooh, you know I got it. Hey. Hit me back when you're ready. Yeah, you got good credit. Weekdays on the weekend. What you need, come get it. I'm your Sousa. Let me lift you higher. Been running around trying to find it. When I'm right in front of your face, you're looking at the club. Ooh, you know I got it. Yeah. If you need a little love, 'cause you ran out. Sugar, you know I got it. Ooh, you know I got it. Hey.
My Kelowna aphrodisiac on the floor, the connect on the internet. I like that sundress. I'm trying to get into that, but it's not time for you to get rid of that. They trying to ridicule me about my past addiction. I'm in a trap house, ceiling fan, no air condition. You can't be around me and be pessimistic, 'cause I'ma pull that weave out. You gon' need extra inches. This that wet edition, this the sex edition. I'ma put it in your face like an esthetician. On the club, yeah. Known to get back rubs in the tub, yeah. Put your own top, place no on the butt, yeah. Told you one time your love was a drug, yeah. This our plug top. I guess hanging with a boss, it don't roll dog.
You looking at the club?
Yeah.
Ooh, you know I got it. Yeah. If you need a little love, 'cause you ran out. Sugar, you know I got it. Ooh, you know I got it. Hey. I'm your So let me lift you apply for your love, apply for your love, apply for your love, apply for your love.
You want me to follow? Tell me where we going.